This is Minecraft server I've played on for many thousands of hours. But as of the new year, the server will shut down. So I want to give you guys a tour of probably the most progression I've ever made in the Minecraft world. This is my main base here. I have a giant quad mob farm, a crazy efficient honey farm. This is a very mediocre kelp farm I have here that I never finished. This is a mega base I've never finished. This is my tree farm over here. It's very efficient. I'll release a tutorial for it here soon. This is another house I didn't finish. That's another giant base I never finished. And if we jump down here, this is my basement where all my farms and storages connect. We've got a big sugarcane farm here, slime farm. And if we come over here, it's a melon and pumpkin farm, same design I have in my survival world. Huge storage, lots of stuff everywhere. And I've got thousands and thousands of hours of AFK time here. Like, if we hit tab, I have 1,923 hours of playtime just on this server alone. Which, that's a lot. Oh yeah, I also have some carrot farms over here. Here is another mega base that I never finished. Oh, it's too dark here. But here it is. It's a giant temple underwater. Again, just some big thing that I never ended up finishing. Here's another giant base that I never ended up finishing. I was going to turn into a shop and sell a bunch of stuff here. Here's a carrot I made with the armor stand mod. I thought it looked pretty cool. But yeah, this is my underwater dome that took me like 400 hours to make. Here is another one of my unfinished bases as well. This one I paid someone like 4,000 diamonds to build just because I thought it looked cool. This is another unfinished base. And then this is going to be a giant donut, but I just ran out of time and never could finish it. It's kind of a tradition of mine, starting massive projects and then never finishing them, if you can't already tell. Here is my city that I built that I never finished. We got one giant office building here that I never got too far on. This side of the building here. It's my old giant pumpkin and melon farm before I built one inside this building. I built some decent roads. Here's a little vine farm, very makeshift. Here's where I was showing you just before and after some big progress has been made. Before I even tried to build this giant base there. If we head in here, here's a wall of heads that I've collected over time. A bunch of my villagers have died already, but this is where it was my trading hall. None of it's very pretty, but it's what I dealt with, and I think it was pretty nice. But I don't think you guys realize how big this city is. I spent so many hours building it, it's kind of insane. Hold on, let me try my render to that. I can't, never mind. But huge roads everywhere. Over 8 shulkers of concrete have gone into this city, and way too much glass. This is my witch farm. On the server you can't duplicate TNT, so this was all hand dug. It's not very pretty, but it is one heck of an efficient witch farm. I've got way too much of literally everything I'm ever gonna need here in this farm. This was one of my first ever shops in the server, because I wasn't the best at creative building, so I just built a tower that kind of was modern-ish looking, and built it as high as I could. Pretty simple and boring, but yeah. This is one of our many shopping districts here on the server. And as you can see, it's the exact same building as I had over at my city. Just something I got it for a YouTube tutorial. I thought it looked kind of cool. And I built it over here to sell blocks in. It's just a little simple shop that I would sell shulker boxes full of items. This was the first spot I settled down when I joined the server here. I made a little tiny farm here, and then the person who got banned, whose base was originally right here, they killed me and stole all my stuff. But this right here was my first ever base on the server. So then I just traveled this way a little ways. Ignore this, this was someone else's base, but they also got banned, so admin started removing it but never finished. But this was my first ever like actual base here. Got piled beacons that would have been useful to know where it was. My makeshift super smelter. My very disorganized storage here. And I was planning to build a base here. Here's the like flooring for the giant base I was planning on building, but again, just a project that I never really got a chance to finish. We fly over here. We have my honey farms. Still producing honey to this day, let's go. Here's the incomplete mob farm. Here's a couple houses that some friends have tried to join and help make this base with me, but over time they've all left. Ignore the torch spam. I really hated dying. If I go into my statistics, I have more deaths than anybody on the server. I have 2,028 deaths. It's pretty crazy. This is my guardian farm. It actually does work really well. It's halfway drained. I never got a chance to finish it either. Just like most of these other projects. Just mass item storage here. And an item storer, which I never really use, is more of an overflow storage now. Here's my very awesome tunnel. And I'm going to show you guys real quick why I like this. If you go into F1 and start flying through it, it's the coolest thing ever. I never did get to finish this either. It's another one of my many, many projects that never got done. But yeah, it's decent. Now up here on the nether roof. The nether has been reset multiple times because we started playing before the nether update. So it did get reset. So I did lose my original gold farm. It was massive. It took like 30 hours to build, but here's a more simple, smaller one. But still, it produces quite a lot of gold. And then here, I've got a crazy assortment of things. Here's the storage for my gold farm. And originally this item filter would send all the swords here and I'd smelt them down into more nuggets. And then all the gold bars would be sent over to these piglins to get traded to. Ignore the noises, I'm sorry, I know it's very loud. And this is just my item sorter for my piglin trading. It's pretty overpowered, this whole setup. I'm going to do a tutorial on it too, eventually. Here's just all the overflow to how much stuff it produces. It's pretty insane. And in case you're curious how many diamonds I got in a year and a half, this is exactly how many I have. It's quite a lot. It's like 6,000 or so. But since this server is shutting down, I have absolutely no use for this many diamonds. Let's just like... Oh, dang it. This is painful. There goes a year and a half's progress. Through my wings, fireworks, and netherite doesn't burn. You get the idea. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. This is really it. I spent a lot of time in this world, made a lot of progress. Never finished any of my projects, but I plan to with my Survival series, so go check it out. Have a great day. Bye.